Hello, welcome back. Still in Dublin. Now, I'm going to take you for a walk. I'm on Gardner Street at the moment, which is smack bang in the middle of Dublin City. And it's probably where you're going to find some of the most affordable accommodation in Dublin. Okay, now, when I say affordable, it's debatable. Because like I said, before I started doing this vlog, I started to have a little look around. Now here's one. Gardner House. Now Gardner House, these would originally have been old tenement houses back in the early 1900s. A lot of these would have had, God, 5, 6, 7 and 8 families living in each one of them. In fact, there is one that has been done up. It's not here, but I will do it. If I can get tickets for it today, I will actually do it. Because it's a fascinating thing. So, those of you who follow the channel for a while and sort of know a little bit about my history, I once drove a taxi in Dublin. I drove a taxi in Dublin for about 10, 12 years, in fact. So a lot of these places I would have taken people out of. And nowadays, I'm looking now, quite a few of them have actually closed down. I think COVID knocked the life out of a lot of them, to be honest with you. So it's kind of not what I remember. I'm actually surprised at how many of them have been closed down. So let's take a quick stroll across here. So when I say affordable, I was doing a bit of research on this. I was looking into into hotels this morning before I came out, just to see roughly what prices were and what you were getting, value for money, what you were getting for those prices. So, and again, I was shocked. But it is Dublin. This is what you're paying for. You know, you're saying it's expensive and where you're comparing it, so I'm not sure where I'm going to compare it to. But if you look at the likes of there, Linden House, that back in its day was a half decent B&B. Like I said, I drove a taxi in Dublin for years, and people come out of it reasonably happy with it. But it was, wait till the end and I'll give you a rough idea what these are. Now, I would consider these, Jesus, 1 star, 2 star at a push. Now some of them are Board Fáilte approved, which means that they have to have a certain standard. And that's something to look at when you're looking at hotels in Dublin. There's the Clifton House. Now again, what you're looking for is that sign. Board Fáilte approved. Okay, that's a 2-star Board Fáilte. Clifton House across the way is a 3-star Board Fáilte, which means that it does reach a certain standard, and it's a pretty high standard, I have to say. But this is Gardner Place we're on here. Now you're quite close to the city centre. You're you're actually in the city centre. You're about 5 minutes from what I'd call the heart of the city centre, from O'Connell Street, which is the heart of the north side of Dublin City. So you're about, like I said, about 5-minute walk from there, if that. But, and here's the but, for what you're paying, I personally think it is expensive. And as I said, Board Fáilte approved. Now, I'm not knocking it, because Board Fáilte has put a lot of small little places like that we've just seen, back on the map. And they do give you, as I said, not a guarantee, but it is definitely, you're looking at a certain standard in order to accept, to get your Board Fáilte approval. So, Belvedere Hotel, again, not a bad little spot. These would be a lot better. Not a little bit better, these would be a lot better. These would be, I suppose, 3-star, maybe 4-star. But in Dublin, it's kind of hard. I think, to rate hotels. Like, to me, if you compare this Belvedere Hotel, okay, great spot, 5 minutes from the city, 5 minutes from O'Connell Street, and you compare that to here, opposite side of the street, Barry's Hotel, and then you go back 300 yards that way, and you go to the Linden. Linden will set you back about 250 quid a night, which I think is daylight robbery. Belvedere will set you back between 300 and 400, as will Barry's. So I suppose it depends on what you're looking for. Because Hotel 7, this is going to set you back the same, 300 to 400 euros per night. Now this is a nice hotel, and it's been recently renovated. I'd say in the last 7-8 years they did a lot of work on this, and this area is steeped in history. This is one of my favourites, the Castle Hotel. Now, as I said, I drove a taxi in Dublin for 12 years. This was always a good hotel, always got great reviews, 4-star, and I'd give it 4 stars. But don't expect what you'd find in other 4-star hotels in different parts of the country, or different parts of the world. What you're getting here for 4 stars isn't the same. It's a different kettle of fish, so to speak. But price-wise, again, you're looking at 350 to 400 per night. And that's not if there's anything spectacular on. If you've got a concert on or whatever, prices go up. Now, while we're here, I'm going to bring you to a little spot I haven't been to in years, but people are always looking for the best breakfast. And again, this isn't the cheapest breakfast, but it is the best. And let me tell you, it's actually not bad. And again, caveat, by Dublin prices, this is a cheap breakfast. Okay, I'll stick a photograph of it in at the end. As I said, I haven't eaten here in a while, and I've just finished breakfast, so I won't be popping in, but I'll show you what you get for €10. And I tell you now, I've had it in here before myself, and ourselves went in here one Saturday morning, purely because of the reviews, and we were not let down. It was something else, seriously good. So back to hotels. So yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. Look, as I'm going around today, I'll show you some hotels. I'll give you some rough idea of prices, but it's not pretty. And I will do a bargain one for you, but I'll show you what you're going to get for it. And this is it, the Love and Spoon. Cracking little spot. Full Irish breakfast in there, worth every penny of it. You get change over tenner. Not bad. Certainly not bad for Dublin. So there you go. Cheapest breakfast, I think. Value for money, second to none. But €10 for what you're getting there, for the produce in it, it is something else. So, if you're in Dublin and you don't want to book into, or you're in your hotel and it doesn't have breakfast, and a lot of them don't, and trust me, you are better off looking outside. If you want to get breakfast and you're treating yourself, do it properly. Treat yourself, have a little look outside, and walk up. It's only just up from O'Connell Street. Ask anybody where the Love and Spoon is. Cracking little spot, great breakfast. Thoroughly enjoyed. Okay, I'll stick a photograph of what you get in now. So hit the like, subscribe, bell for notification, and I'll talk to you all soon.